in these social media streets trying to help people, and you're like, I want to help you. I want you to become one of my clients so I can take you to the next levels and take you to new heights. I can teach you this and train you how to do that and walk you through the exercises to do this. It's very hard to attract clients. One, if you don't have a coaching curriculum set. And two, even if you do happen to get a few people that, because they're excited and they want to get results, if they do work with you and they break you off something to be able to do that, the problem is that you won't be able to get them results if you don't have a curriculum. And this was something that it took me some years to really learn or figure out, is that when you don't have a clear path that you're taking somebody down, it's hard to get them results because you're just working on things that they just happen to bring up or happen to talk about, or you guys are kind of just chatting and talking and you're coaching them, but there's no clear outline or path that they need to follow in order to reach the goal. It was the process of organization of what people need to know to get results. And that was kind of my first spark or my first indicator, like, oh, wow, like I really need to make sure that I'm more organized in terms of how I'm going to help and teach and train people. And so once I started putting together this curriculum, then that's what made me say, then that's what actually helped take me to the next level, because I was able to clearly articulate it. Like, a lot of times we got to remember that how you articulate something to somebody will make them feel, it'll make them feel better. It can make them feel worse. It can make them feel more confused. It can give them so much clarity. So a lot of times we have things that we really want to help people with, but because we haven't took the time to clearly break down the thoughts and the ideas behind it, what it looks like in the exact steps, it'd be hard for them to get the results, although we know it, but we can't articulate it. So they can't even feel good about it. Because you ever heard somebody say, or if you ever said this, oh man, like I just can't find the right words to say, or I'm trying to think about how to put this in that really makes sense. You ever found yourself saying that or heard somebody say that? What that really means is they feel like they know it, but they can't articulate it clearly enough in a way that they feel like you'll be able to understand it or comprehend it. But when you are doing something for a long time, you start to understand, you start to notice the trends. You do something for a long time, you start to understand how it works. That's why when folks get in, immediately when I'm working with clients, the first thing I tell them is your mentality needs to be that you're going to be in this industry for the next decade. Immediately. And I'm saying that because you're going to learn so much that your curriculum is going to change. What you teach somebody today, because you've been doing it every day, because you're in it for a decade, because you're doing this it might be next month, next year, the next 5 years, the next 10 years, that you'll be learning and you'll be like, oh, damn, you know what? Over the last few hundred people I spoke to, everybody actually seems to struggle with this. Let me take this and boom, and let me put this into my curriculum. Let me take this, and let me add this. Oh, you know what? This exercise seems to help more than another exercise, right? Like, so I'll give you a quick example of how I did this. So one of the things that folks need to do in my curriculum, so I work mostly a lot with coaches. I work with all types of business owners, but really I hone in and I specialize in working with coaches, right? To really help them build up their business, make it successful, build the foundation, generate 6 figures, all of that good stuff, right? 6 and 7 figures. So anyway, one of the things that's part of my curriculum is helping folks come up with their price, right? And what goes into their program to help them more than justify the price. Now, every time we get to the price, especially folks who are just getting started, they lowball themselves because, I don't know if my people can afford it. I don't know. Is this something that they can do? Can they do it? Can they not do it? I don't think they're going to be able to pay. They like to say, oh, my market is cheap, or my market is not really going to, really go for that. And they project a lot of their own limiting beliefs and biases onto their audience. And because they do that, they really lowball the value that they have in the marketplace, which is why they don't generate as much, and which is why they don't have the confidence. Because as you start landing more clients, especially when you're talking about higher ticket clients, you start making thousands of dollars, your confidence will shoot up pretty quickly, because you're like, oh wow, I know I have something that works. People are willing to make the investment. You know what I'm saying? And I'm getting them results. But other than that, it's like it'll make it hard for folks to really get confident in doing that. So one of the things that I've added as part of my curriculum is what we call 50 reasons. And essentially what the 50 reasons exercise is, it allows people who have anxiety about charging prices and people paying for their programs, and it allows them to go through this exercise where they feel super confident. So for example, if you work with me, I teach you more about this, but maybe you can still do this exercise on your own. But essentially what I do is I say, okay, I want you to choose a higher ticket price. I usually recommend something above 2,000, right? And they'll say, okay, well, I want to charge 2,500. And I say, great. I said, well, you got to get comfortable charging it. But the reason you're not comfortable is because you're not thinking about all the ways that you're helping and you're changing somebody's life. So I want you to do this 50 reasons exercise, and I want you to write down 50 reasons and 50 benefits of why it's a benefit, 50 reasons for why it's a benefit for somebody to work with you. And people get about 3 to 4 and they get stuck, right? They get 3 to 4, right? Imagine this. This is all different types of niches. This is all, all different types of industries, because I've worked with, over 100 industries at this point. I've consulted thousands of entrepreneurs and coaches at this point, right? So we got a lot of different data. But once they get to, around 3 to 5 is like, okay, well, I'm helping them make money. I'm helping them overcome trauma. I'm helping them reach their goal. And that's about it, right? They get stuck, right? So they're like, yo, how the hell am I gonna come up with 50? So, but I said, I really want you to think and realize what are all the benefits. So then I go through this exercise with them, and they start, and we start going through things like, wow, the fact that they were able to make 6 figures or build this up to successful businesses, they kids see that. So now the confidence is installed in their kids. The confidence is installed in themselves, right? They're able to travel to the places that they thought they would never be able to travel. They don't have to go back to a work or 9-to-5 job, right? They can be able to support the charities that they want to be able to support. They have more time freedom to do the things that they want to do and they want to spend with their kids. You know what I mean? They get a chance to send their kids to the finest schools. They get a chance to build the house that they want to build. They have an opportunity to, to really give more or open up that shelter. Or, you feel what I'm saying? Like, it's so many different things that you can put down of what is going to be a benefit to your ideal, for the people that you're working with. And you're like, yo, when you really think about all the things that somebody is gonna get from working with you, from the material things to the non-material to the internal confidence and the self-esteem boost, boosting the fact that now, you working with me, you're gonna get, not only you're just gonna make the money, but you're gonna get the exposure, right? And that exposure is gonna get you on blogs. That exposure is gonna get you on podcasts. That exposure is gonna start making you a household name. You feel what I'm saying? Like, people, you'll start to get people start opening more doors for you. That'll open up more opportunities to things you want to do. You want to get, you'll get special seating at restaurants. You'll have an ability to fly first class. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, I can think of 1,000 reasons, 1,000 benefits of working with me. So by the time we get through with that exercise, they like, yo, their hair is like standing up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, Coach T, like, I understand. I see how my impact in the world and my impact in somebody's life is so much bigger than what I really thought it was. I really just thought it was these couple things, and their mind is just blown. And that's the 50 reason exercise. So that's important, because when I'm looking at creating my curriculum and I toss that in there, when somebody does it, it's like, yo, I feel a whole new regained sense of confidence that I've never felt in my life before. Doing something you're passionate about and feeling confident in pursuit of that. It's like it opens up so many, it makes you feel more free. That's the type of freedom that most people don't even have at their job. You know